students, welcome back. Our today's topic is projectile under the angular projection. So we'll start this topic while understanding this diagram. Here in this diagram, I have taken x-axis and y-axis, and from that x-axis and y-axis, a particle is projected with some angle. That angle we have taken along with x-axis is theta. When the particle is projected with certain angle, there will be its initial velocity. So the initial velocity of the component I have taken as u. So the initial velocity component along y-axis will become your u sin theta. Along y-axis become your u cos theta. We have to find out that what happens to the particle when it reaches at point P. What will be its time period? What will be its range? What will be its time of flight? What will be its height? So before going to the further derivation, we have to understand this diagram very well. So a particle which is projected with an angle theta follow a semicircular path which is at point B on the x-axis. So the path which he covered is in a semicircular shape. A particle which is at point A, so the point A is become the maximum height, the highest point. The particle when move from 0 to A is the time of ascent, and the particle which move from A to B is the time of descent. Though the particle moving in a semicircular shape, so the time of ascent will become the time of descent. So this will be the half t, this will be the small t, which is equal to this will be the small t. Both the time will become same. Now we have to find out the rest of the parameter of the projectile motion at point P. So at point P, I have taken point P in this semicircular path at an arbitrary space, which is distance of x from y-axis and distance of y from x-axis. Here it will be your y-axis. The angle made by the particle along with the semicircular path is beta. So at point P, the velocity of the particle will be Vx along x-axis, Vy along y-axis, and the final velocity will be given by V along the path. The entire path which the object travel is called trajectory, the path of projectile. The highest point which we have to find out is given by hm, where m is the maximum height. And the object when strikes the ground, that will be the range, that from where it started and from where it's ended. So what is the range of the distance, the horizontal distance, that will be given by your capital R. Now here also we have to find out, we have explained about the velocity component. Why? Because whenever an object is having initial velocity, then the object is also having its final velocity. So when the initial velocity is having its component u sin theta and u cos theta, then its final velocity is also having the similar component. At point B, its final velocity Vx will be given by u cos theta and initial velocity will be given at u sin theta, but in a downward direction. The angle made by the particle at starting point will be same as the angle made by the particle at the ending point. Means at B and at O, the angle will be same. So let's start the derivation. Okay. Now in the beginning I have already explained you that a trajectory always follow the two velocity components, the vertical component velocity and the horizontal component velocity. Okay. So in the vertical velocity component, the velocity of the velocity will goes on decreasing when the object starts moving from 0 to A, and at the highest point, the velocity of the particle will become 0, and after that when the particle start moving in a downward direction, the velocity of the particle which goes on increasing. Now to solve this, we have to go through the certain parameters and certain derivations. And for that we will able to find out that at the point of P, what will be the dimension of x or the condition of x, what will be the condition of y. So we have started here that at point P after time t, after certain interval of time, because here the time period is 0 because the particle is at origin. After time t, the particle will be at P. So at point P, the time after time t, horizontal distance will be given by x equals to x naught plus uxt plus 1 by 2 axt square. This is the displacement component of a vector. So x minus x, where x is the distance covered, x naught is the initial position, ux is the velocity component along x-axis, t is the time period, and a is the acceleration due to gravity. Here x naught I have taken 0. Why? Because initially the object will be at origin, so it is at rest. Ux will become your u cos theta. Ax will become 0. Why it is become 0? Because the velocity goes on in this direction is constant. So whenever the velocity is constant, acceleration will become 0. And the time period t we have taken t. So while putting these all value in the above equation, in this equation, we concluded that x equals to u cos theta into t. This is the value of x of point P. That what is the coordinate of point P according to x. This will be given by equation number 1. Similarly, for the point P for y-axis. So y-axis I have taken y equals to y naught plus u by t plus 1 by 2 a by t square. Where again y naught is equals to 0 because initially is at rest. Uy is equals to your u sin theta. Ax will become your minus g. Why? Because the object is moving away from the earth, so acceleration due to gravity will goes on decreasing. So here your a is become your minus g, and t again remain as it is t. So while substituting these value in this equation y equals to y naught plus u by t plus 1 upon 2 a by t square, we will find this equation. The equation is your y equals to a u sin theta t minus gt square by 2. This is the equation of y-axis of showing the position of the particle along y-axis. Now, this is also equation which is a foolproof, but we having another option to put the value of t. So from where we will put the value of t? We will put the value of t from equation number 1. So while doing some mathematical expression, taking t one side and other component other side, the value of t will be replaced over here, and after replacing and doing the mathematical calculation like sin by cos become your tan theta and t, then all that after all that calculation, your final expression of x of y will be y equals to x tan theta minus gx square upon 2 u square cos square theta. This is the final position of p along y-axis. This is the final position of p along x-axis. These two equations when come together, this equation number 3 in which x is also there and y is also there, this equation will show you that the path followed by the projectile is a trajectory. Means it is a kind of a parabolic path. Okay? Now we have already come to know that the point P having certain coordinates and their coordinates value are this one. Now how much time the particle will take to reach B from O when it is in the flight? In the flight means in the air. Okay. So let's take the time of flight will be taken as capital T. The total time period from O to B, it will be taken by a capital T. But here the object will move first from O to A, then A to B. So the total time is be given by time of ascent plus time of descent. Now what is time of ascent? Time is the time taken by the object to reach from 0 to highest point. Is given by your time of ascent. Similarly, the time of descent will be given by the object reaches from highest point to the ground. So the time of ascent is from O to A denoted by small t. Time of descent is from A to B denoted by small t. Now both the times are equal and both the times denoting the total time period. So we will go for t equals to sum of the small t, the time of ascent plus time of descent. Though both the t are same, so we come to know that small t is equals to half of capital T. This t stands for time of total time and this t time of ascent or time of descent. Though both are same, we can take any one. Now at point A, at the highest point, this is the highest point. A is the highest point. The y component, velocity y component will become 0. Final velocity will become 0. Uy, initial velocity component will become your u sin theta. Here the acceleration due to gravity will be your minus g, and at this time the time period covered by the object to reach at A will be given by your capital T by 2. Now how will we find out the time of flight? So we have three kinds of equation of motion. We can go through that equation and we can see that in which equation it is suitable. So we have v, final velocity, initial velocity, a and t. So it is very clear that it is suitable in the first equation of motion. So we take first equation of motion is v equals to u plus at, but in a y-axis component, so in y component we take vy equals to uy plus at. Now we have already mentioned that uy equals to 0, so here it becomes 0. Uy equals to u sin theta, so it becomes your u sin theta. Ay is your minus g, so here plus become your minus and a become your g, and your small your t by 2, so it's 0 become your t by 2. Again, after doing certain mathematical calculation, cross multiplication, we finally come to know that capital T is equals to 2 times u sin theta upon g. This is the time period obtained or time period occurred by the particle to move from O to B, not for half, for O to B. For half, you have to substitute the value of t equals small t equals to 2 times small t. Capital T is equals to 2 times small t. So that t, that 2 get cancelled. So for half of, for time of ascent, time of descent, this t become your half. So small t will become your u sin theta upon g. We are dealing for this for the complete path. So capital T is equals to 2u sin theta upon g. I have expressed this equation number 4. Now we come to know about the positions, we come to know about the time. Now we want to know at what height that particle will reaches. So again we'll go through the point A. So at point A, the height will be given by your h. So this will be covered by the second equation of motion, s is equals to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. For that I have taken s is equals to your h. Again, velocity component at the highest point, final velocity will become your 0. Initial velocity will become your u sin theta. Acceleration due to gravity will become your minus g, moving in upward direction away from the earth. Now again, take a look into this parameter. We come to know that all these equations are satisfied in third equation of motion. So what is third equation of motion? V square minus u square equals to 2as. That is the general equation. But for the y-axis component, we have vy square minus uy square equals to 2as. Substituting this value from the above parameter, your vy square will become 0, your uy square become your u square sine square theta, your 2 become remain as it is 2, your a become minus g from here, and your s become h from here. Again, after doing the certain mathematical expression cross multiplication, we come to know that the height, the highest maximum height, the highest point from the ground is expressed in the form of u square sine square theta upon 2g. This is the expression to find out the height of the particle from the ground. Now, we already discussed about the position, we discussed about the time, we discussed about the height. Only one thing is left, at what distance, at what range the particle will strike the ground. That will be identified with the help of horizontal range method. Now this is it's a kind of a distance. So distance here, the horizontal range is given by your capital R. Distance is nothing but the velocity into time. Here we have dealing with the x-axis, so we will not go for y-axis, we go with x-axis. For x-axis, we take the horizontal component velocity. So we take horizontal velocity. We take this much of time. The particle take the time to strike the B will be this much from O to B. So time of flight will be given by your capital T. From where we will get the capital T? Again from equation number 4. So we have substituted the equation number 4 from here to here. It's become 2u sin theta upon g, and u cos theta will remain as it is. Now rearranging this, we come to know that there is a 2u, so it becomes your u square cos theta sin theta with prefix of 2. So this is the trigonometric ratio. I can write it here. 2 sin theta cos theta is equals to sin 2 theta. It's a trigonometric ratio, the trigonometric identity through which you can replace 2u sin theta cos theta by sin 2 theta. This is also correct. This is also correct, but this is a simplified form and the lastly expression. So here equation number 6 shows the horizontal range of a particle from O to B is given by R is equals to u square sin 2 theta upon g. So whenever a projectile topic comes, you have to identify these all parameters at a time: the position x and y, the time of flight, the maximum height, and the range. Only this much is required to express the condition of projectile under angular position. Thank you.